Don't worry, you already have everything you need to increase your masculine energy. All you gotta do is use these things that you already have. And that's exactly what I'm going to teach you in this video. This is Viral Brain. We explore the psychology of different personality types. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe so you can be notified whenever we release new content. Let's get into it. About 10,000 years ago, humans started agriculture. And instead of small packs of 6 or 7, they started grouping in tens and even hundreds to cultivate crops and work on land. With that change, communities were born, and it evolved into the complex monster we know today as society. Now, in the earliest version of society that took shape 10,000 years ago, there were very clear gender roles which kept the tribe running smoothly. Males were the hunters, fighters, and protectors of the tribe due to their naturally stronger physical build, and females were the gatherers, nurturers, and socially active members of the tribe due to the fact that they give birth. The underlying reason for any human misery, whether male or female, is because we strayed far away from these gender roles. I know this is a bold statement, but hear me out. Lions don't get anxiety, and zebras don't get depression. Why? Because these species are driven only by instinct. Humans have developed internal factors like cognitive reasoning and complex emotions, and external factors like society and religion, which all affect our judgment and are more often than not contradicting our instincts. Of course, these things are not bad. Higher reasoning is what made us achieve everything as a species. But if you want to climb the ranks of society, you gotta do it the old way and go back to your instincts. Don't worry. Nowadays, it's completely natural for men to not have sufficient masculine energy. In fact, if you experienced any of these things, and you probably did, there's a very high chance you have a lack in masculine energy. 1. Maybe you were raised by a single mother, or didn't have a strong male figure because your father was physically there but always busy or absent, or he didn't have sufficient masculine energy himself and he never worked on it. As infants, our only source of information is what our parents do, and these instincts are developed from a very young age. So if you didn't have a role model to look up to and essentially copy, you can't blame yourself for not knowing how it's done. 2. Society told you to suppress your instincts. Surely your parents have scolded you for being too aggressive, or asked you to lower your voice or stop fighting with your sibling. At school, you were taught to sit quietly and obey, follow the rules, and pass the tests. Even at work, you must have a professional conduct and listen to what the boss says. These are all things that are basically yelling at you, be less masculine, because we have the power to punish you for it, and we will. 3. You're too smart. Surprisingly, being less smart probably means having more masculine energy. This is because smart people think about their words and actions, so they say and do things based only on logic and reason, while less smart people are more likely to be impulsive and act on their naturally masculine instincts. This is depicted in many Hollywood movies through the bully-nerd analogy. The nerd is the protagonist and the bully is the popular douchebag whom, for some reason, all the girls like, including the protagonist's crush. If you have any of these 3 things, it's completely natural to have insufficient masculine energy, which will manifest in having troubles with girls and being bullied in life. But worry not. You already have the biology you need to fulfill your role and achieve great things. Men have 15 to 20 times more testosterone than women. You were born to be a man. These are 6 things you can do to increase your masculine energy, in a descending order according to difficulty. So the first thing is the most demanding, and it could take months or even years to master. And the 6th thing you can implement right after watching this video. Number 1. Resistance training. There are countless studies revealing that lifting weights is the single best way to increase testosterone levels. Think about it. In the distant past, stronger men were able to hunt bigger prey, which meant more food for the tribe, which meant they climbed the ranks of society. Men on top are strong, healthy men. This is why women are naturally attracted to a strong masculine physique, with things like six-packs and a full beard. Because men who worked harder became stronger, therefore had more testosterone, which manifested in that particular look. Also, exercise boosts your self-confidence, because you feel like you're physically strong enough to handle tough situations, or ask the guy who's making fun of you if he wants to take it outside. It takes months, and maybe even years, of exercise, healthy diet, and discipline to get a strong body, but it will change your life. And it also helps with our third tip, so stay tuned to find out how. Number 2. Emotional intelligence. This doesn't mean being more social and outgoing. Also, not to be confused with charisma, which is an entirely different area. The definition of emotional intelligence is the capacity to be aware of, control, and express one's emotions. Strong men aren't only strong physically, but also mentally. You need to recognize when you feel something and decide how you're going to act according to this feeling. If you're angry, is it better to stay calm and handle the situation, or exaggerate your anger and dissatisfaction to show that you mean business? It's not always good to be overly generous with expressing love and affection, because there needs to be some scarcity and desire. Controlling your emotions and channeling them according to your goals can take months to master, maybe even years. Here are a few exercises to get started. Figure out your emotional triggers. What gets under your skin? What makes you grit your teeth in silence? And also, what makes you uncontrollably happy? Sometimes an excess of positive emotions can be bad, because it puts you at risk of facing huge disappointments. Discover what people can use to deliberately get a reaction from you, and get it under control. Practice changing emotions. For a few minutes every day or half an hour every week, sit by yourself and intentionally try to feel different things. Happy, sad, excited, jealous, angry, etc. You can use the aid of memories and imagination to manifest these feelings. Deliberately changing emotions over a short period of time is one of the most efficient ways of developing emotional intelligence, and it's a very popular technique among actors. Learn when to suppress and when to exaggerate according to your desired outcomes. Sigma males have a higher chance of being emotionally intelligent than any of the other male personality archetypes, because Sigmas spend a lot of time alone, and they reflect upon themselves and look for emotions and intuitions, and how they can utilize it to achieve their goals. Number 3. Body language. Experts agree that 80% of all our communication is non-verbal. This is consistent with evolution. Complex language is fairly new compared to gestures, sounds, and postures. Dogs assert their dominance by straightening their backs, stretching their legs, perking their ears up, and growling. Lions by roaring and circling their territory. We put too much emphasis on words in language that we're starting to forget our primary means of communication: body language. When you walk into a room, everyone looks at you and their brains automatically assume things about you according to the way you hold yourself up. The topic of body language would require an entire video to cover, and it would take weeks or months to master and make it a second nature. But here are quick tips you can start with. Straighten your back. Slouching communicates fear and submission. Chin parallel to the ground. Too low shows shame and too high shows arrogance. Shoulders down. Voice low-pitched and clear. Maintain eye contact. Obviously, having a strong muscular build will make all this way easier for you, and the way you would look would automatically assert dominance without you having to do anything. Number 4. Be decisive. Start with small things like where you're going to eat today or where you'll take her out for dinner. Decide to wake up at a certain time and stick to it. Simply say the phrase, "I decided that," more often. Make decisions plentifully and promptly, and always stick to your word. It can take only a couple of weeks to get into this habit, and it's guaranteed to garner you more authority and masculinity. Number 5. Be assertive. Voice your opinion and use more I statements. Don't be easily influenced by external suggestions, and stick to your beliefs regardless of what people think. Men with a Sigma male personality type have a natural advantage at this. Because they don't seek external validation, they often seem more assertive and opinionated. It's one of the Sigma strategies to generate masculine energy. Getting used to being assertive can take about 2 weeks. One of the easiest techniques to get started is to practice saying no. Simply say no, I won't do that, or no, I don't like that. I don't like, I don't want, and I don't need are all also good. This will make you communicate that you have strong preferences and desires, again, a prominent Sigma trait. Number 6. Be brutally honest. Strong men have nothing to fear, and therefore nothing to hide or lie about. One of the biggest hits a man's masculinity can sustain is getting caught lying. It shows cowardice, dishonor, and incompetence. Save yourself all this and simply speak the truth. I know it can be difficult, but powerful men have the strength to say the truth even when they know it might hurt someone. Of course, I'm not saying you should always be rude and offensive. Be honest and authentic. Striking this balance between honesty and courtesy can take some time, but it should be achievable with little effort. Again, this is an area Sigma males excel at, and one of the major reasons they occupy a top spot in the socio-sexual hierarchy. No one can maintain a masculine frame all the time. We're all humans and we can have moments of weakness and breakdowns. The key is to try and be consistent for as much time as possible. Thanks for watching.